This lesson is called Monster Madness. To start this lesson, we are going to be reading a book. And the book I'm going to read to you is called 27 Monsters in My Closet by Xander Leo. The night began just like any other. I got tucked into bed with a kiss from my mother. In the light of the moon, I awoke to a creaking. My closet door was now open and two eyes were peeking. Then from out of my closet stepped a big yellow creature. I wanted to yell for my mom, dog, or teacher. He stepped closer and said, "Don't worry, I'm friendly. And so are the 26 monsters behind me." He smiled and danced out my bedroom door. I shook in my bed. Did he say 26 more? Then out of my closet jumped a crazy red dragon. He followed the yellow guy, his wacky tail wagging. And out crawled a purple blob, pointy teeth and all. He bounced right on past me and into the hall. Next came a slime monster, all gooey and gross. It oozed right on by me, and bad smells filled my nose. Then came an orange cyclops with one bulging eye. That eye looked me all over as he hurried right by. Out jumped a goblin with a grumble and growl. He leapt over my dog, who was too scared to howl. A tall dino emerged. He looked like a T-Rex. He stomped on my action figures, crushing their necks. Then came a real weird one who seemed like a germ. I pulled the blanket up close and I started to squirm. But just when I thought I had seen the weirdest already, out floated a monster who was made of spaghetti. Next came a big lunkhead, all patched up of pieces, with his arms, legs, and head full of stitches and creases. Out walked two creepies, one green and one red. They leapfrogged right by me as I watched from my bed. On a wisp of blue wind, a new monster blew in. Swirling circles whisked by me and tickled my chin. A bright white light flashed and an alien was there. It skipped right on by me, waving ray guns with flare. A purple beast with 5 eyes was next in my room. It hopped over me and hit the floor hard with a boom. Then on 8 tentacles came squirming a squid. He looked hungry, so under the covers I hid. Out of the closet rolled a googly-eyed hairball. It winked and it smiled and tumbled into the hall. A hydra was next, its 3 heads all grinning. 3's better than 1, they skipped past me singing. Then came a striped guy, all spattered in spikes. His points all looked painful, and I yelped out, "Yikes!" Out stomped a demon with pointy tail and white horns. It sneered as it marched past me, its skin prickly with thorns. I heard a biz buzzing and saw a strange sight. A robot beetle stepped from my dark closet into moonlight. Last out walked a pipsqueak who said, "There's no others." But that's just 24, I thought, when I saw his 3 brothers. The final 4 marched off to join the first 23, but where were they going? I just had to see. I crawled out of bed and crept all down the hall. I peeked into the living room and then saw them all. "Surprise!" they all cried in their own monster way, and then I remembered this was my birthday. We danced and we partied till the morning was near, then tiptoed back to my room so my mom wouldn't hear. Back in the closet they marched and I slipped into bed with dreams of 27 monsters still swirling in my head. So for this lesson, you are going to be creating your own monsters. So when you create your own monsters, you can do a 2D or a 3D one, and you can use anything you have at home. So if you want to use recycled materials like we've been doing, you can do that. If you have some Play-Doh you would like to use, if you have anything else, if you want to draw it, paint it, print it, collage it, that is totally up to you. So for option 1, you're going to do a 2D version of a monster. So one option you have is a collaborative one. The way you can do this is take a sheet of paper, fold it into however many sections of however many people you're going to do it. So like if you have your brothers and sisters and you want to do a monster together, you can fold it like this person did here. So this must have been 3 people in this monster here that folded this in 3 different pieces. You're gonna start by doing your monster head. Put a timer on, pass it when the timer goes off to the next person, and they can do the next part of the body. Set the timer again, and when it goes off again, pass it to the next person. So each of you would get to do a different section of each monster that you guys create. And then you can choose to draw it, color it, whatever you would like to do with it. For option 2, you can do a 3D sculpture. So here, these are just some samples of 3D sculptures with recycled materials. For option 3, you can make your own monster without working with other people and without collaborating. So for this one, you'll work by yourself and you'll just make your own 2D drawing, painting something else of a monster. So I have 2 helpers again to help do our sample monsters. So these are my sisters, Olivia and Angelica. Say hi, ladies.
Hi.
So we're going to work and show you the collaborative option, which is option 1, and option 2, which is the 3D option. And then option 3, we're not going to show you, but option 3 is to design your own. We are starting with option 1. So since there's 3 of us, we took our papers and folded them into 3 sections. And then we're each gonna start by drawing our head. We're gonna take a few minutes. We're gonna set a timer. When the timer goes off, we're gonna pass it to the right and we're gonna draw the next part of the body. We're gonna set the timer again, and when it goes off again, we're gonna pass it again and do the last part of the body. And you can keep on doing this until all of your monsters are complete. So we've all finished our heads. Now the timer went off. We're about to pass it to the right to do the next section. So let's pass it over and get started on the next part. So we're finished the second part. Now we're getting ready to switch to the right one more time. So here are our final collaborative monsters after we pass them around the table. So for option 2, you can use any kind of stuff you have at home to make a 3D sculpture. Here, my sisters used some Play-Doh to make some 2-faced head monsters. For my independent monster, I used pencil to draw my Frankenstein, and then I colored it with marker, and then I went over it with color pencil. So for your own monster, if you choose to do an independent one, you can use any materials you like. You can use any materials for the 2D one. Really be resourceful, whatever you have access to. I understand that we don't all have all types of materials at home. Please have fun with this lesson. I hope you enjoy it. Stay safe. Miss you guys.